And I think that's what we're dealing with right now. I think that
Yeah.
is the boy crisis to me more than anything else. I think we could argue and I don't think this is what he's asserting, but it's just something I'm thinking of right now is that, okay, if he's arguing that's been the case for the past 40 years or since the 1970s, there's an implication that prior to that, it was dandy for them, but it was at the
Mm,
expense of women, right? And like
right.
serious subjugation and a limiting of rights of women. So it's like, was that a great time? You had to feel like a man when women and minorities didn't have as much autonomy and freedom as they
Mm,
do today? That's so what does that mean to be a man? I don't think it mean that's a problem. I don't want
yeah.
boys or men to believe because there's this, at least again, I always say in the US context, there's this romanticization of this pre-1970s or this past
The child
that
wives
I
movement and
don't,
all of
yeah, that
that.
I don't think obviously did not benefit women and minorities, but I would argue did not benefit men too, because they were still not tapped into their divine feminine. They were not tapped into God's source. They were just told go work and breathe. And I actually think he does mention briefly, like, yeah, it was all just like all you do is go to work, go to war, do this, do that, right? So there were these limiting notions of manhood. But still, it's getting worse at the end of the day. We
Yeah.
can all agree it's
No,
still getting worse, and they haven't lost anything. I'm sorry, they haven't politically lost anything. Maybe economically, they have to share a little bit more of the pie, but they're still very much in power. So that
yeah.
speaks to like a bigger thing of like, what is male identity outside of patriarch, outside of oppression, outside of misogyny, right?